And now we're going to move on to the last category, future of business. The first one is food consumption management.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. We are Team 13, and this is our AI Hackathon project, food consumption management. My name is Anthony Zaragoza.
And I'm Gabriel Casas.
My name is David Kim. All right. One of the problems, the 17 goals that humanity is aimed to solve by the year 2050, has a lot of problems that we cannot solve right away. And my team broke down those questions to the level where we can actually take action right now and solve it. And we believe that by starting from the lower scale, like city and state level, we can eventually go up to the nationwide and eventually global-wide. And to write the beginning of our story, our mission statement is to leverage AI-driven solutions to promote responsible production and consumption of food, reducing food waste. To start with our problems, we have, first, massive food waste in the United States. Americans waste on average 92 billion pounds of food annually. And this is equivalent to 145 billion meals. That is a lot. And we should start solving our problem before we go into global scale. And home waste. Individual households usually don't care enough to calculate the amount of food that they buy and they waste. We don't have anything that calculates it for us. And overproduction generally. We produce way too much food for our average consumption follow-up in our America. And as I said in the part 2, lack of real-time data makes us vulnerable to these problems of overproduction and little consumption.
Our solution: to develop an AI model that calculates the necessary amount of food needed to sustain the national average while also helping individual households determine their grocery needs based on their average consumption and waste, recognizing that perfect balance between production and consumption is impossible. We will also introduce a legislative policy to encourage the adoption of this model, promoting sustainability and food security.
So this is our MVP. Our MVP, boiled down, is AI integrated software with an app that connects the two to manage food. So at the very top, our AI smart food management system helps users efficiently track, organize, and reduce food waste through a combination of sensors, automation, and a mobile app. So our core features: this is our mobile app. It syncs data from all sensors to provide an up-to-date inventory. In addition, it sends notifications for low stock, expiration warnings, and food waste insights. Smart home integration. This will include RFID sensors or weight sensors, and it will automatically detect when food items are added or removed. This helps maintain an accurate inventory without manual input. It's really helpful. It also supports voice assistants, such as Alexa, Google, or Siri, whatever you want. And going back to sensors, we're going to have pantry sensors and trash bin sensors to monitor the stock and also the waste as well. And some really cool additional features as well. It's going to have recipe and repurpose suggestions. That could include using the available ingredients in your refrigerator to generate meal ideas. And additionally, it's also going to recommend ways to repurpose food, such as composting, crafts, food banks, etc. So in essence, we want to reduce food waste and add more value to all this food that we have.
Impact. The most immediate impact would be on food waste. Households in the U.S. throw out roughly 630 pounds of food per year, about 1.7 pounds daily. An AI tracker could cut this down significantly depending on how well it is used. Money-wise, the savings stack up fast. The average American family spends around $1,500 to $2,000 a year on groceries they don't eat, about 20 to 25% of their food budget.
Business and ethical validation. Our AI smart solution addresses pain points related to food tracking, food waste reduction, and cost reduction. So market vitality, starting with household demand. This is going to help families track food inventory efficiently, reducing food waste and saving money. Now, corporate demand. This will help restaurants, cafeterias, and catering businesses to optimize inventory management, reducing spoilage and operational costs. And also sustainability impact. This is a big one nowadays. Sustainable food production practices align with growing consumer demand for eco-friendly solutions. And this also supports global sustainability goals, such as the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 12, responsible consumption and production. Moving on to policy regulations, ethics. Starting with food waste reduction policies. Our product complies with national and international food waste and reduction initiatives, such as the EPA Food Recovery Hierarchy or the EU Farm to Fork Strategy. Next, we have data privacy and security regulations. So our system does collect data from households regarding their food. Refrigerators, trash, we understand. It could get personal, but our system will comply with data protection laws such as GDPR Europe and CCPA California when collecting user data. And it's going to ensure secure data handling practices to protect user information. And lastly, sustainability and environmental regulations. This encourages responsible food consumption and production by tracking and reducing waste. And just to even expand on this, I personally work at a farm, and a lot of food goes wasted because it either doesn't meet market standards or some way along the food chain, something goes wrong. So if we could fix this food production and consumption, if we could communicate that data all the way up to the producers, this is going to help farmers like us not waste so much food or overproduce, underproduce, what have you. Meet the market demand so that we're producing where food is needed.
Please wrap it up. Your time is up. Just wrap it up.
I have something to add. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Hackathon fair that's going on right now, but there is our third grade in our school called Calisi, and he has a model called Expressi, which takes a picture of the whatever ingredients you have in your fridge or anything, and it can generate a recipe for you to cook or with that ingredient. And I think that model could go with our model really well, and I actually asked him to allow us to shadow his name to our presentation today. I just wanted to let you know that. Thank you.
For questions?
Yeah, hey guys, wonderful job. I always love to see how businesses are creating things to limit food waste, so well done. When you're looking primarily at the consumer sector, so the actual family who's going to be implementing these sensors, using the app, things like that, have you guys looked into more of the reasons of why food is wasted? Is it that they go and they think, I'm going to go on a diet and I'm going to eat 6 bags of kale this week, and it just doesn't happen? Is it, what's the reasoning why behind that? And then I think that if we can kind of isolate more of those reasons, I'd like to know if you guys looked into that and in creating the different outputs for the app.
Well, I can add. Well, I know from my experience, in my home at least, and from hearing from my friends too, we buy more food than what we eat. A lot of it goes in the waste, and also too, we have a fridge, and a lot of stuff is just crammed in there. We're not sure what's in there. We're not tracking it. It's just stuffed in there. We're not sure what's going where. So to have a system that visibly lets us see what do we have, what don't we need, what do we need, that's going to help us a lot more with purchasing and not overdoing it when we're at the store.
And I'm sure this applies to family with a lot of members in it. So personally, my family only has 3 people. So it doesn't take that much time to actually calculate what we need when we buy groceries. But I'm sure for families with more people, like 5, 6 families, that, I don't know, we don't really eat meal at the same time these days, right? So it could be different. So I think that will apply there.
Yeah, and then just the last thing, as a parent, I know when we're shopping, we try to get food that lasts, so we're getting the most out of our money. So we tend to get more than not.